And welcome to Gaming in the Multiverse, guys. We are here with my buddy Taco from Something to Talk About It. And we're going to be doing, as always, like Taco loves to do. Taco will be taking over Gaming in the Multiverse to teach me a little bit about Mortal Kombat lore because I am a bit ignorant to it and I have not kept up with it as much as I should. So I humbly pass over my seat to one of my faithful Jedi Masters, Taco over here.
I think I'm more of your Sith Master. There you go. Now I'm in the driver's seat.
You know what? That is true.
Hi, my name is Taco. If you've never met me before, I've done a couple of these. I do have a channel, but I mostly talk about a Song of Ice and Fire content, which sucks because all my friends don't do Song of Ice and Fire content. So all my crossover stuff doesn't help me at all. There's no crossover with my audience.
I try, man. I truly try.
No, I've been actually talking to people, some of my people lately, but we're good. Somebody reached out to me. I'm like, thank God, hi. You make a Song of Ice and Fire content?
You're like, yes, I need this.
Next time I do a tier list, will you join? Oh my God, look, we got Don.
And we have my Sith Master Taco to my right and my Jedi Master Tuck down below.
There you go.
Nice.
I like that. All right. So Mortal Kombat. So I'm going to describe it as the big universe, and then we're going to try to move on with the games. There is multiple timelines. Whenever anybody has a question, whenever Don, I know, knows quite a lot himself, whenever he wants to jump in with a fact, whenever
I have a lot of questions still too.
Oh yeah, if you got any questions, but I do have pictures of every single playable character right here, ready for me to show. I also, that's why we're doing my StreamYards. I also have just a couple other lore pictures, but first we're going to start off with the one being. So this was like a big angry god that was like eating all existence.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets a little wishy-washy. I'm gonna like not remember some stuff because it's all like 20 years ago, and yeah. But so the one being, then the elder gods. It was the one being, and then some elder gods pooped out of somewhere, and the elder gods decided that they had to blow them up or take them down.
Now,
I got a picture of the elder gods. This will all lead to people kicking each other in the nuts here soon.
Who were the original elder gods?
They're just these guys.
Okay.
We don't know too much about them.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
A couple of them. We'll meet some specific ones soon.
Gotcha.
So, when the one being gets blown up, he fragments, or he gets made into all the different realms. So, Earth realm, Outworld, Nether realm, a couple other realms. Adenia is one of them, and Order realm and Chaos realm. Those are like the big main ones, right? So also fragments of his soul is called the Kami Dogu, is also all over the place. And I believe there are amulets in the first one.
I was going to say, that sounds familiar. I think I've heard that before.
Yeah. So with all the timeline flips, and also I'm going to tell the audience right now, I'm doing all this completely from memory. So if I do get things wrong, sorry. I'm not a person.
Don't attack him.
It's okay. Attack me. I'm just gonna apologize. I'm just gonna. Okay, so one big thing we need to learn, a couple big things we need to learn before the first Mortal Kombat tournament. The first one is a guy named Shinnok. So Shinnok is the first elder god that we'll meet, and I have a picture of him here. He's essentially Satan. So Shinnok is an elder god that turned on the other elder gods because he didn't like what was going on, and he's kind of a jerk. So they banished him to the Nether realm, which is like hell. He killed, wait for it, Lucifer. He just murdered Lucifer
and took over the actual devil.
Yeah, he killed actual Satan, and then he takes over the Nether realm. So when you think of the Nether realm, you think Shinnok.
Yep.
Okay. So then Outworld starts getting mad, and there's this bro there named Onaga, who is the Dragon King.
Yeah.
I'm not like, we're all going to cover this all later, but Onaga eventually gets taken down, and everybody's favorite, and my favorite wannabe Sith Lord ever, Shao Kahn,
Awesome.
Shows up,
Yes.
takes over, starts conquering other realms, and one of them is Edenia. So the Edenia has all kinds of lore to it too, but King Jared is normally the main king there. He's always dead in every continuity, and Sindel is his wife. So Sindel, in this timeline, Shao Kahn kills Jared, and then Sindel pretty much forces Sindel to marry him to help his claim over Edenia as he combines Edenia and Outworld together. So Edenia is Outworld's Edenia. Pretty much moving forward pretty much all the time. Also, what's going on there is there's a god there named Argus. Dang. We'll get back to Argus.
But
there's a god.
He's the god of?
He's just like the god of Edenia.
Okay.
You don't really know too much about him. He's never a playable character. But his sons are.
Okay.
All right, so leading him to the tournament, Shao Kahn starts a bunch of different Mortal Kombat tournaments against Earth, and then once they win,
this is the
10,
very first the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once they get to 10, if you win 10, he gets to merge. So the first ever Mortal Kombat video game with Liu Kang, Sonya, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Kano, Raiden, and I think that's it. It's the 10th one. So if they lose that one, they lose. Okay. So another backstory, there's a guy named the Great Kung Lao. Not Kung Lao, not the guy with the hat, but his descendant, the Great Kung Lao. The first one that they started losing, so Kung Lao was like a champion, and then the tipping point was when Shang Tsung, who's actually a human from Earth Realm, flips and starts hanging out with Outworld, and then also they introduce Prince Goro, who I do have a picture of course. Not that people need to know what Goro looks like.
What does he look like again?
Yeah, I'm on it. I also love the MKX.
That's a
Goro.
great one. Yeah,
MKX Goro is so good because they made him look like his movie counterpart, kind of. It's so cool.
Which was awesome.
Yeah. I love that first movie, especially the giant puppet that 5 people had to be inside to work of Goro. So cool. Yeah. No, they would never do that ever again. But it's so cool that they did it. But anyways, so Goro killed the Great Kung Lao. 9 tournaments later, here we are, the first Mortal Kombat. It ends with Liu Kang beating old man Shang Tsung. Right? So other combatants.
That is the official canon ending, at least, right?
Yeah, that is the official canon ending. Is that he beats Goro and then Shang Tsung.
Yeah, because each of them have their own ending, but he's the right.
And then there are character stories. So like at this time we don't really know what Scorpion's deal is, but Scorpion is there. He's trying to get revenge on Sub-Zero, and actually, according to canon, this Sub-Zero, I do have a picture of this one specifically. This is Bihan Sub-Zero. I believe in the first game. And like the canon ending there is Scorpion kills Sub-Zero then. Other things, I mean, Johnny Cage is Johnny Cage stuff, Sony does Sony stuff. Any questions before I move on to Mortal Kombat 2? Or believe it or not, this was all I had to do for preamble before we could actually start talking about the game.
No, so far I'm with you.
Yeah, so far I'm with you. I've asked my little questions here and there.
So Raiden is a demigod, and he's not a
full god,
an elder god. Thank you. So I do have a picture of Raiden. So we will meet other like kind of gods at Raiden's level, but he is the first one, so he's not supposed to interact, even though he's a playable character. So come the second one, the storyline is that this time they're playing for all the marbles, and they're going to do it one more time, and if they lose this time, if Outworld loses, they will stop trying. Like, we just give up, right? But if they win, they get it. They get to attack. So this one is in Outworld, this tournament. So we get to introduce a couple more really cool characters. This is when we finally get to meet Sindel's daughters. So you get to meet Melina and I do have pictures of Melina and Katana. So of course we have Melina, who I love. I'm not full on waifu for Melina like other people are. I'm more of a Jackie Briggs or a Shiva guy.
My man.
Okay.
I don't mind Devora either. I get weird.
Awesome.
We'll get to Devora. She's made of bugs. Yeah, I'd mess around with that. Let's get freaky. All right. All of her mouths. Okay. Billions. All right. So all that's going on now. So now they're doing it there. So we get to meet Baraka, who is at this point in the lore, they call him just like a demon man. But we don't really know. Eventually he is a Tarkatan and it becomes a thing later on. But they think of more of him as like a demon-human hybrid in the first timeline is kind of how he's treated. And for Mortal Kombat 2 stuff, I don't think there's too much more going on except now the semi-boss instead of Goro is Kintaro, who is a tiger Shao Kahn or Shokin. So he's less dragony and more
Do they
tigery.
give you any kind of like backstory to him and his?
He's just like a badass one. He's like one of their generals. He's like one of their greatest warriors. And so and then you get to fight Shao, and again canon ending because they can't. Kung Lao finally moves in. So this is not the great Kung Lao. So this is a character for this one, and he always kind of has a friendly brotherhood or rivalry with Liu Kang, Kung Lao. So Kung Lao is in the bro who throws a helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, or in that helmet hat. Thank you. Now I feel like I'm missing.
Stop it.
So you got Reptile was the hidden boss of the first one. So now he's a playable character in this one. And Reptile's thing, besides just being the jobber to end all jobbers, he is a bodyguard for Shang Tsung in the first one, and he's just kind of like a fighter. So his whole thing is he's the last of his race, and he's trying to pretty much like work for Shao Kahn to eventually get his race back. It's kind of weird, but yeah, there's Shao, of course. So Liu Kang beats Shao, and then the third one is they just say screw it and invade anyways. Mm-hmm. So
pretty much
the third. Yeah. So the third one, you get a lot of really cool characters. I think Jade was brought in as a back, or as
I think she was in 3. Yeah, she was.
She's in 2. She's in 2.
So now with them saying,
character.
I think she's a secret character. Was in 2.
No, I think she's a secret character in 2.
Oh, okay.
And also Noob was, I want to say in 2 as well, but he was a Kano like silhouette, and then they brought him in pretty much.
Well, Smoke was in 1.
No, Smoke wasn't in 1. Smoke was
in 2 then.
Yeah, he was in 2 as well. Okay. So there are a lot of secret ninjas. What was?
Oh, that's
right.
It was Reptile in 1. Sorry, yeah.
Yep, Reptile. Look to La Luna was the weird thing.
Yeah.
So now, okay, that's what I was going to say. So now the fact that they're kind of ignoring the rules and invading anyway, what do the Elder Gods think of this? Like,
they're mad about it, but they don't really do anything.
They'll do shit.
Really?
They're just like, no.
How dare you?
We'll get to.
Yeah. They talk about it. They talk about it like we should go to the Elder Gods, and they're like, yeah, they don't really care.
So we'll get to what happened in the next timeline. But in this timeline, guess what? Liu Kang kills him, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm gonna get into the 3D era here soon, but Mortal Kombat 4 was the last of the arcade era, and we get a lot of really horrible and really awesome people. So this is when we get Jarek, everyone's favorite Jarek.
Oh, God.
He was a wannabe Kano, by the way. I love Kano.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Kano is the shit.
I love Kano. So Shinnok,
another awesomely portrayed person in the first movie.
Oh yeah. So Shinnok with the help of Quan Chi. So let's go back in time a little.
Okay.
So I don't want to jump over MK3 so much. So MK3 had MK3, which has kind of like a really crappy roster, and then there's Ultimate, and then there's MK Trilogy. And Trilogy brings in everybody, and this kind of becomes a trend at the end of like their like a set of games. They do an Everybody's Here game. In Trilogy was that Everybody's Here game. But in Ultimate, we bring in Ermac, we bring in Rain, and kind of a bunch of other characters. So if you want me to explain any of them, Striker was in 3, yep, and then Cyrax and Sector get brought in at this point in 3. So I'll explain Cyrax and Sector. I feel like that's important enough. Sure. Without you asking. So
yeah, because I was literally about to. I was going to ask.
So the cyborg ninja. So Sector was actually the son of the not quite this is what I go without having any notes. Lin Kuei's Grandmaster. So he's the son of the Lin Kuei's Grandmaster. And Cyrax is like one of them too. Like he's also there, right? So when they first the Grandmaster decides to cyberdize them, and in order to make a example, he cyberdizes his son. And I'm looking, because it starts with an C. I'm an idiot. So they start with him and Sector and Cyrax as the first ones. There's my Cyrax. Thank you. Great character.
Oh, yes. I remember playing him.
Cyrax with that net and everything. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love Cyrax. And then one of the human ninjas who we played with before was Smoke. And then he does get cyberdized as Cyber Smoke, which I actually do like these designs for the Cyber Ninjas more. I think
the original ones, yeah.
Yeah. And in the fact that in cameo form for MK1, the new one, they're going with the old school MK3 look.
Nice.
Love.
That's good.
Okay. I think I'm good to get into 4. Do you have any questions before I get into MK4?
Nope, because I was literally about to ask about those two, and that's about it.
And then there's, of course, the most broken character gameplay-wise of all time, which is Cabal. So Cabal Cabal in all of the games is usually S tier, including like all the way up. Maybe he's not an S tier in MK11, but he's pretty good.
Fuck Cabal. Yeah. Anytime I tried to play online matches, I'd find a Cabal and just get my ass kicked.
Nothing you
I
can
hate
do.
Scorpions. So I play Kodokan, which we'll get to, but I can't. He's
a good one.
I can't do characters who just like keep the pressure, and Scorpions just pressure, and I'm like, make a mistake so I can capitalize. Make a mistake, and if they don't, I'm screwed. I have to literally hope they screw up if I want to win. So, anyways. So moving from 3 to 4, we have so much to cover before our first real timeline break, but moving from 3 to 4, there is a big time jump. Mm-hmm. So Liu Kang is in it. There's a little game in between 3 and 4 called Mortal Kombat Origins Sub-Zero. So Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. So this goes back and follows the first Sub-Zero Bihan. So Bihan was only Sub-Zero for the first one, then afterwards it was Kuai Liang in 3 and up. So Bihan does later get changed into Noob Saibot, who's a cool little shadow ninja, awesome, who in MK11 sounds like Dr. Claw.
Noob is who I fucking use. I love Noob Saibot.
Yeah, Noob Saibot's good. He's annoying, but yeah. I'm a Kodo guy. Kodo. All right. So anyway, so you play as old school Bihan in these Sub-Zero Mythologies game, and you are working for Quan Chi. So this came out before MK4. So this is actually the first chronologically the first Quan Chi is in this Bihan or in this Sub-Zero game. So you're working for Quan Chi to get the amulet of Shinnok in order for him to summon Shinnok. Yep. So that's what that game's all about. So really, Sub-Zero, before he gets killed by Scorpion, like right before MK1, gave this demon necromancer, sorcerer, Quan Chi dude, powerful amulet with a demon god in it. So MK4 is about Quan Chi releasing Shinnok, and then Shinnok's the main bad guy of that. Goro is the sub boss again. Yay. And we skipped over Motaro being the sub boss. We'll get back to Motaro.
Motaro.
I love Motaro. Oh my god. Yeah, I even got the old school pick for him. He's the best.
Oh, I remember that fucker.
Yeah,
They made that character just so you couldn't sweep the underboss anymore.
Yep. You couldn't use back low kick, and also you couldn't use projectiles. They just flew right back.
Yeah, they flew right back. Yep.
Oh my god, he's classic quarter eater.
OP as hell when you first play him.
Oh yeah. So this game also brought in weapons. It's probably one of the weaker of all the games, and it's kind of remembered the least fondly. MK4. But yeah, Shinnok's a bad guy, so it's all about. There's a lot of not really a lot of storyline. So it ends with Kano's dead beforehand, and Jarek is supposed to be the new Kano, which of course doesn't work. Oh, that's Kai. Jarek is supposed to be the new Kano, which of course he's lame, so he doesn't. Kai is supposed to be the new the new Liu Kang. That didn't work out either.
No.
And
I honestly did not play that game much.
Yeah, not a lot of people did.
So what was the issue with Kai?
He's just lame.
Okay,
it's just a bad game overall, honestly.
It's a bad, yeah.
Yeah, the characters are bad. The story's not that great. It's not strong. It's just a game.
Let's move on into the 3D era is what it's normally called, or the PS2 era. And this is actually some really good stuff. Like 3D era gets a lot of guff,
hate,
like a lot of hate. That's just bullcrap. All right, it's like storyline wise, gameplay wise, it's not as good, but it's got some really cool stuff going for it. So the first one is Deadly Alliance, and it starts off with Quan Chi and Shang Tsung teaming up, and then they just literally the opening scene, they just like Shang Tsung just murks Liu Kang and just cracks his neck and murders him in the opening scene. So, and it just starts with Liu Kang is dead. It's like, all right, let's go.
So they hit the ground.
Dude,
run.
You have no idea. Like that is the most intense opening scene in any Mortal Kombat game.
So good. And so it starts off with those guys teaming up, murdering Liu Kang, and then murdering Shao Kahn. And all you see of Shao is his helmet like dropping down the steps.
Yes.
And so they're the badasses of this one. And Deadly Alliance is cool. So this brings in a lot of characters. And I've already been skipping a lot of characters too, because it's so impossible. But yeah, you got Boy Raicho, who's supposed to be Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Yeah.
Master, he's the drunken master, and he vomits a lot.
I liked his gameplay. I hated his character.
Yeah. His gameplay was gross because you had to hear the vomit sounds all the time. Then you have Li Mei, who we actually are meeting. She is in MK1, which I'm really pumped that Li Mei is making it in. And then there's a bunch of other. I'm trying to remember like good Deadly Alliance characters.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Deadly Alliance too.
Frost. So Sub-Zero's protege gets brought in. So this is her. I believe this is Deadly Alliance. So this is her Deadly Alliance version. Yeah. And then a character that gonna use later on. There's a Deadly Alliance version of Blaze, but he's like a secret character. And they use him later on, and we'll get to that. But he looks like a human who's on fire at this point.
Is he the one that's in the background in 2? In the pit?
Yeah, he's the background in 2, and he's the main bad guy in Armageddon. So we'll talk about him for Armageddon.
Right. Yeah, okay.
And then I believe this is when they bring in Cobra, who's just a Ken Masters knockoff. There's a lot of really crappy characters. That might have been a deception.
Well, I think because in that time they were just trying to do new characters and not have like all the old, basic stale people. So yeah, they just took a lot of swings and meshed a lot of people together, and it didn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to remember. I want to just say Noob Saibot's the secondary boss for this one. I want to say, but
seems right.
Yeah. Any character questions? There's a lot who I'm kind of just jumping over right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the whole roster from Deadly Alliance. I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't.
Well, I do want to know more about Frost's story and stuff like that. So she's, yes, she is what's his name's apprentice, but what is she really going after in this one?
So she's kind of money or power hungry, and she's kind of it's not super interesting. She's like the Lin Kuei should be more powerful. It's kind of
I remember her from 10, and she
11,
yes, which is
a
whole lot different than that.
She's really cool in 11, and I want to talk about her more in 11. But I'm on Deadly Alliance characters, so yeah, Boy Raicho, Draman. I do got Draman. Draman's cool. So they brought in a lot of these dead dudes because they brought in a lot more NetherRealm stuff. So yeah, Draman's got that cool club hand. And he's got flies circling him, which is gross.
For him.
So he's from Netherworld?
Yeah, NetherRealm. Yep.
NetherRealm.
And I believe his storyline is he's an old warlord from Outworld, way back in the day, pre-Onaka. A really cool story that they do nothing with. Of course, how did I forget everybody's favorite character, Su Hao?
No.
Why does he look like a German fucking commander?
He's a giant baby.
Like M. Bison bite off. It's so weird.
He's not only an M. Bison bite off, but he's also a Kano knockoff. So they don't bring Kano back, and they keep bringing Kano knockoffs. He also just looked like a giant baby. His gameplay wise.
Weird, dude.
He is hated. I actually like Su Hao because he gets so much hate. I feel bad for him now. People hate on Su Hao.
You're someone's got to give him love.
Yeah, he's at the bottom of everybody's list. Oh my! How did I forget? Oh, Deadly Alliance brought in Kenshi.
Okay, now we're talking. One of my top 3 characters of all time, Kenshi.
Oh yeah,
Kenshi.
Probably the best 3D era character. He really did transcend that 3D era thing.
Oh, if we ever get him in a Mortal Kombat movie, it has to be Matrix 3 Keanu Reeves, right?
Oh yeah, I hope
it has to be.
Yeah, that would be great. I already did Li Mei, but this dude, he gets some hate, but I think he deserves more. It's just Movado. He just stole Cabal's powers and hook swords. That's his thing. He
literally
Cabal
just stole them.
Steals his thing. Yeah. So he just uses his hook swords. And then the next game, they bring Cabal back, and they're like, oh, he killed Movado. They just give up on him.
Yeah, dude. No, it's weird.
They're like, no, Cabal was never dead. He came back and killed him.
Yeah, that's okay. Moloch was the main. Funny. Moloch was the bad guy.
Yeah, that big weird.
Yeah, there you go. Looks like a Gorgonite from Small Soldiers.
Oh my god, yes.
Does actually, yeah.
Holy shit.
I
remember that blue dude with the fucking ball.
Yeah, he's straight up. How did I not talk about Nightwolf in MK3?
Oh, that's another great
Nightwolf
character.
is one of the best characters.
Nightwolf is also fantastic.
Nightwolf is amazing.
That's another, if it wasn't for MK11, Nightwolf would have been lost to time and probably not remembered fondly, but MK11 did him so good.
Oh yeah.
And then the last and extremely not least for Deadly Alliance characters, you have Nintara, who I'm almost 100% sure will be an MK1. She isn't introduced or she isn't confirmed yet, but she's the flying vampire who I've always wanted to use in a Geek Gauntlet, but I knew no one would know her. But I love her.
Oh, I would have remembered her. Yeah.
I would have loved her versus Goliath from Gargoyles.
Oh my god, yes.
I'd hit it. She's hot.
Oh yes, of course. What? Ain't no doubt.
Ended up using him against somebody else. I can't even remember who now. Yeah. But yeah, no. Go Gargo. I mean, Nintara. All right, I'm tired. All right. So that's what we got for Deadly Alliance. So Deadly Alliance is all about about like all the heroes dying and being killed off, and pretty much the bad guys winning. With Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, and Raiden goes his first time. He goes Dark Raiden for this one because So Dark Raiden isn't so much evil. It's just like he's just a little more authoritarian. Like he's not like he takes the fight to them. Like he no longer protects. He goes after. Think more like less cop, more Batman. Like there's a little bit of a change there. Yeah, I think that's probably what we got for Deadly Alliance before we get into Deception. We got any questions?
No I think I'm pretty good on that.
No way we're doing this under an hour. Holy crap. I really wanted to. All right. So Deception brings in a whole other storyline. So the main character of Deception is this guy named Shijinko. So Shijinko, we play in the first ever like world tour mode from Street Fighter. We get to play as this dude as he goes around all the realms and literally learns powers from everybody in the like yeah. So this is when we learn about the Kamidogu, and
it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games. It actually is.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love it.
Good. Also a really amazing roster, which we'll get to. But
sure.
This roster brought back a lot of fan favorites. But so Shijinko is responsible for getting all the Kamidogus for Shinnok, and eventually, or not Shinnok, sorry, for Onaga. Onaga, actually, there's a misconception. People think that he resurrected Onaga, but he actually didn't. Onaga takes over Reptile's body, and Reptile technically does it. It's a weird bit of the lore.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people give him credit, but no, he just gives him the Kamidogu. And then he immediately defeats Onaga. Like, he's also responsible for taking him down. But yeah, he actually, like, Reptile is technically responsible for bringing the Dragon Lord back. Which
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Super goofy. Yeah, it's one of those goofy things.
Okay. I just remember being able to walk around in all the different realms, man, was just so awesome.
It's so cool.
It's so much fun.
Was that the first game you were able to do that? Yeah.
It was like open world almost.
The only game. Dude. Yeah, the only game really. So this one brings in a lot of chaos and order realm stuff. It introduces us to Ashara, who I think might actually be playable. She's a demon who is now a demon killer. She's got actually a really cool story that no one ever really talks about. And then we got some Order Realm dudes. We got Darius, who is confirmed as a cameo character in MK1, which no one asked for, and everyone's pumped.
That is awesome. Hell yeah.
Because he's Wesley Snipes. He's just Blade.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah.
Can we have a Blade, please?
I am here and I am listening, good sirs.
Okay, cool. And then also Dario is another character they brought in. Here's another Order Realm dude. He's like a complete other throwaway, nothing matters character. Then we have our big bug suit wearing Hotaro, who I actually hope they bring back in a real way.
Yeah, I forgot about him too.
Yeah, he's the Order Realm guy. He's all about order and subjugation. He's a big dictator. He's a big old dictator, and
so
he's got this.
Dick?
Yep, and he's also giant. He's huge, and he fights with the Naginata. He's like one of the bigger characters, and he's.
Hey, it looks huge right there. It looks like tall as hell.
Massive. And then Cobra came in this one. Oh my god, who cares about Cobra? No one. We get Kira, who's a throwaway nothing character.
She looks like a Harley Quinn knockoff.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what they were going for. And then Cobra, who's a Ken Masters knockoff, and also Cobra Kai knockoff. Oh, awful.
He looked like he was a drunken master.
All right, that's it for deception characters. So it's all about Shijinko going through, learning from everybody. So you get a lot of backstory for a bunch of characters like Ermac, Kenshi, and other characters as he's like working his way up. We do kind of need to get to the new timeline sooner rather than later. So do you have any questions before we get to Armageddon?
No, we can rapid fire this next one to get to the new timeline.
All right. Well, only 2 new characters really. In that, well, technically, Meat is first playable.
Oh my God! Yes,
dude, I have made a big campaign to bring Meat back, and I'm assuming he's going to come back as a cameo character.
Dude. He was fun to play.
Also,
he's going to come back thanks to you.
Yeah, I hope. I wish no one cared that I cared, but also a character who I really want back is Mocap.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I'll explain why Mocap. I'll explain. Let me pitch Mocap to you, Frida. Let me pitch him. He is the Johnny Cage of video games. So he's just as good as a martial artist, but he only does motion capture for video games. And Johnny Cage and him are just like having a beer, and they're like, Johnny's like, oh man, I got some Mortal Kombat stuff going on. Wait, you're just as good of a martial artist than me. All right, fine. And then Mocap comes and joins. He's like his
in
buddy.
The suit, which is even better.
Like, dude, you can get, buddy cop jokes. That sounds good. That sounds
Dude,
awesome.
I'm telling you though, Mocap is actually a decent character.
I agree, but that suit is just
storyline wise, no. But in every playable game, like his gameplay is actually really decent. Yeah, no, it's awesome.
You're welcome. Great.
Dude, I can tell you right now, I've got my ass whooped by Mocap a few times.
Oh yeah, he's actually really good. All right, so you play in Armageddon as a guy named Taven, who is really forgettable. So Taven is the son of Argus. His brother, I gotta scroll all the way up to the D's. I got 100 characters here, guys. Oh my god. His brother's name was Dagon. So you got Taven and
I
Dagon.
will have these people know that you did not have all these photos because of this. You had them prior to this.
No, because I did every Mortal Kombat Pokemon typing. That's why I had all these ready. I had to download one Being and Elder's Gods for you though, and Chronica, which we haven't got to yet because they're not playable. Just all the others. All right, so Dagon and Taven, God, their names. Dagon and Taven are sons of Argus, and Argus is this god of Edenia. It's so dumb. So, anyways, it pretty much they are put into some stasis to wake up, and there's also some weird dragon stuff going on, and they all have to defeat Blaze before the Armageddon end of the world can happen. Armageddon's not known for its storyline. It's known because it has everybody is here. So every character up to that point
I was going to say, this is the one that had the biggest roster, right?
Huge roster. Yeah. And they brought in characters from even Mortal Kombat mythology. So you got Serena was playable in this, which is so cool. Then you got actually pretty decent redemptions for characters who were only in Mortal Kombat 4. So you actually got a pretty good redemption for Reiko, who was pretty good in this, and I really like his design in Armageddon. It's really good. Oh, we skipped over. I wanted to cover all the Order characters, and I jumped over to the Chaos character when I was talking about Deception. But the extremely best 3D character, and they have to make him playable soon, is Havoc. So there's Order Realm, and then there's Chaos Realm. And this dude, besides being one of my favorite designs ever for a fighting game character, his fight style is super weird too. He pops his joints up, and his head turns around, and he's really crazy. I love Havoc, and I hope they make him playable. He's usually just seen in arcade endings for Joker, they're just hanging out. They're friends.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, also weird things to talk about before we move on. There is everybody's favorite Prince joke. So the character Rain, Purple Rain, is started off as just a bit, and then they made him a playable character. So his storyline is he's a prince of Edenia because he is a bastard son of Argus. So he is a half brother of Dagon and Taven, and he's prince. He's a prince.
Purple Rain.
Yeah, it's either awful or amazing. There's no in between.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it? Is it awful? Is it amazing?
Mortal Kombat.
It's a little bit of both.
Rode the camp so hard, rode the camp train into amazingness. That's what I've always loved about Mortal Kombat lore. It's that's stupid, that's good.
God.
So I am skipping over a lot of stuff. So if your favorite character is, if you really like Noob and Smoke and when they teamed up, and I didn't bring it up, I'm sorry. I hope everybody's cool. We don't want to be doing this for 2 hours. There's a lot. So, do yourself a favor, everybody. And what you guys should do is just do this, what I'm about to say. Do a reaction rewatch of the Armageddon freaking opening. Because not only is it one of the best video game openings of all time, but if you haven't seen it in a long time, you forgot how just complete batshit insanity it is, because it's just all the good characters from the 3D area and all the bad characters from 3D era just start killing each other to climb up this pyramid, and it just goes bonkers. I don't have it queued up or anything, but you guys should do it on your channel.
Okay, I don't remember that. Yeah, okay.
It's insane. So, anyways, the winner has to fight all the way up the pyramid, so that's the storyline, and then you have to kill Blaze, and this is new Blaze's Armageddon form. So now he's, instead of just a flamey dude, he's a giant freaking monster. So whoever kills Blaze saves.
I thought he was lava the whole time. I thought he was a lava man. I didn't know what he was.
Probably lava, whatever he is. He's a big old. I think when I did Pokemon types, I gave him Fire Earth. So lava.
Whatever.
Okay. So. Canon for Armageddon. Frida, are you paying attention?
Yes, sir.
There will be a test. So, canon for Armageddon is Taven does it and kills Blaze and everybody. Yay, right?
Yeah.
Other amazing characters I didn't get to talk about were Chameleon. And then the female Chameleon, so it's the same but with a K. I love female Chameleon. Who she is? I was
gonna say
in the background in MK1.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. She's in the background. We're gonna get Chameleon in some way. All right. So you buy MK9, right?
Yes.
And you put it in, and you're like, "What's MK9 gonna be like?" Oh, I'm skipping over MK versus DC Universe. Moving on. All right.
Yeah. They helped the DC Universe.
Yeah. Straight up. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't get Injustice. So
there you go.
Cool.
So yes,
we got
thank
Injustice
you.
out of it. Yeah. All right. So it starts with everyone. It scrolls up the pyramid and everybody's dead, and Raiden is just beat to a pulp, and Shao Kahn killed Blaze, and he has all the power, and it just ends with him just murking Raiden, or starts with him just murking Raiden, and then Raiden's like, he must win, and throws this weird, super cryptic, full of pronouns message to himself. So now we have our first reboot. All right, so first reboot, and I think I could get through this one a lot easier because we've gone through it so much, but it goes all the way back to the first tournament, but this time Raiden starts making different decisions. So Liu Kang does win in the first tournament again. The major differences is Quan Chi's there right away, so they introduced NetherRealm right away this time. They introduce Quan Chi and Scorpion's relationship right away, so Scorpion is a wraith working with Quan Chi, which we learn in MK4 later on. Sorry, I skipped all that. But now it's they had the hindsight to have all of the character development that they later did. They just put it all into all their characters right away in MK1 now. And that's why MK9 is absolutely fantastic.
I was going to say,
the last 3 games have been amazing.
Yeah.
Story-wise.
Because I remember that one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the one where
Sure.
roughly he is trying to correct the timeline and is getting frustrated because it's not working or something like that?
Yeah, he doesn't know what his dumb message to himself is.
This is where I truly started paying attention to the story.
Okay, cool. All right. So long story short, it kind of plays through MK 1, 2, and 3 again, but with slight changes. And it essentially, where the big change happens is when Sendel gets brought back to life. So their mom, who got brought back to life in 3, Melina and Katana's mom. Also, Melina is not like, she's just made in the flesh pits in this one. So there's like these really small changes. So like Melina and Katana didn't grow up together.
Like the Baraka species and
so she is a hybrid of a Tarkatan in this. So Tarkatans that are no longer half demon, half people in this storyline, they are like the Mongol horde. They're very much like they're really much like that. That's kind of the vibe they come off.
Just Vikings and just pillaging and everything.
Yeah. They really remind me of the Dothraki, but everything reminds me of the Song of Ice and Fire. But
it's fair.
So yeah, in 9, the big major difference is Shang Tsung gets all of his life force stolen out of him during like the events of MK3, and this is where it like completely goes off the rails, and all of Shang Tsung's soul power gets taken out of him by Shao Kahn, and Shao puts it in Sendel, sends Sendel to the place where all the heroes are hanging out, and she just murks everybody in the room. So pretty much all the main characters at this point, except for Sonya and Johnny, are dead. So like Jax gets killed, Striker gets killed, Cabal gets killed, Kung Lao gets killed. Everybody just gets murdered by her, and it's one of the coolest, like, because you don't see it coming. When it happens, you're like, whoa.
Dude, I didn't expect that to happen at all.
It's the biggest, like, whew. So Nightwolf dies this way. Yeah, so pretty much all them. Smoke, and and then also another big change, of course, is Bihan does get killed. All that storyline happens, but Kuai Liang gets turned into Cyber Sub-Zero in this storyline, only for one game, so it's not a big deal. But do I have a picture of Cyber Sub-Zero? I do.
I was talking.
There we go.
I was talking a second ago. I was muted. But what is Scorpion going on right now? Because I know there's something. Isn't there?
Yeah, so he's doing the same storyline as he did in 1, 2, and 3, but he gets to do it a little better. So during MK9, he does get his revenge and does murder Bihan in the first tournament. And then the second Sub-Zero shows up, beats him, but doesn't get to kill Scorpion, and then gets turned into Cyber Sub-Zero. And Scorpion...
But wait, there's more.
Scorpion stays a Revenant for all of MK9. And then so does Sub-Zero. So pretty much like I said, like everybody but Johnny Cage and Sonya and Raiden and dead in MK9, which is so bold that they go that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like everyone goes.
But they introduced some bangers of characters, let me tell you.
Well,
for sure.
When we get into X, and X is X. It's probably the best one, but so let's talk about where it ends. So it ends with Shao Kahn coming in. So this is what I was telling you about Elder Gods. So the Elder Gods just decree Shao Kahn can't take over, but they never said Shao Kahn can't try and just kill a bunch of people. So when Shao Kahn finally steps in and he's ready to just take over, the Elder Gods then will step in and just kill him. So he must win meant Liu can't beat Shao Kahn during the invasion. Shao Kahn can't be killed by Liu. He needs to win and invade, so he gets murked by the Elder Gods. it's weird, and that's how. So it ends with Raiden ends up killing Lou. And MK9's awesome.
No,
I forgot about that.
So Lou ends as a Revenant. Kung Lao ends as a Revenant. Lou's
Katana.
so cool.
Katana yes, I love their fucking Revenant skins.
I have most of them. I just had katanas, but I rolled over it. There's a really good katana Revenant.
Look at that, dude. That's so badass.
Yeah, dude. I love all the skins in MK11's character design is so good. Like, I know a lot of people talk crap about MK11, but it's the best Jade. Come on, like she looks
literally.
Like she's so good.
I love MK11 though. I don't think it's bad.
A lot of people talk crap about it. I love it. It's the game that got me back into it. Like, I didn't give MKX the chance that it deserved, and I got back into fighting games from 11. And then I regret not playing X more because I've heard how amazing it is. But I've gone back, and there's a 12-hour video on YouTube that's all the cutscenes from 9, 10, and 11. And
I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched it.
Me too. Didn't I tell you to watch it?
Yeah. I watched it before that, though. I've watched it before that.
I like.
Well, I will say that. I will say I didn't watch that cut. I've watched all three individually. Before that, I will. Yeah.
Okay. We have so much to get through.
I know.
I knew we weren't going to do this in an hour. So MK9 ends there. You also have a really great roster in it. It brings back Kenshi. This is the first time you get a horror movie character. So you get Freddy Krueger now. Is the first guest character playable in that, and I think Kratos was playable in this one. Yeah.
Kratos. Well, on the PS5 one, right?
Yeah, only the PlayStation one. No, not PS5, but
PS. PS, yeah,
PS3, PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
I was gonna say I definitely didn't get to play that one.
Okay, so MKX, which is fantastic. Starts off with it kind of jumps all over the timeline, but Kenshi has straight up joined the special forces with Johnny, and it starts off with them just taking down Shinnok, who is now resurrected by Quan Chi and his death army of all the main characters. So I don't want to get into the full story. Go watch them. But if you have any questions, Frito, just ask. But essentially, this is where we meet the Kombat kids. So Kung Jin, Cassie Cage, who is amazing. I think, I love Cassie Cage.
Kung Jin's a beast.
Yeah, and then of course Takeda.
Takeda's awesome.
Yeah. Do I have
Takeda or Takeda?
I always say Takeda. I don't think it matters.
Yeah. Dude, those freaking whip things out of his arms are insane.
He's also got the nastiest freaking fatality ever. Where he shoves the like weird spiked whips into your mouth, and then he yanks it out, and your entrails, like your intestines, come out of your mouth. Like
the finishers in these games have always been fucking.
I like
shit. I love them.
They always go extra and extra and extra. Yeah.
I like Kung Jin's, or what's his name? Sorry,
Kung Jin. Yeah.
Yeah, his, because he does the arrow where he shoots. Oh my god, dude, he's such a.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. I finally found Kung Jin.
Yeah. That's my dude. That's my dude.
So Takeda is actually, again, he's going to be in the new one. He's first round DLC. So yeah, we get Takeda back.
Oh yeah.
Along with Omni-Man and Homelander and Peacemaker, Quan Chi and Ermac. That's freaking DLC, buddy. that's how you do DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And because if they just brought in Omni-Man, everyone would say, yeah, but Homelander is a better evil Superman. And if they brought in Homelander, they'd say, yeah, but Omni-Man's a better evil Superman. So they just brought them both. Shut up.
Yep.
That's how I read it.
It's great.
Yeah. I'm going to play Omni-Man. I know it.
I still, that fight between those two, I still would love to figure out who would win.
Omni-Man. Omni-Man.
I don't know, man.
Omni-Man. All right. We did a Geek Gauntlet with Omni-Man and Homelander in it, and it went Rick Sanchez versus Omni-Man, and it got voted that Omni-Man would kill Rick Sanchez in one punch, but Rick Sanchez has the deterrent where if you touch him, you die. Your heart stops. So it got voted that he would have destroyed. No. It was Saitama killed Omni-Man, and then Saitama would have one punch man and blew up from Rick. And then Homelander somehow made it to the end when he totally didn't deserve it.
Oh my god!
I can't remember how all that went, but yeah, it was.
That's kind of.
All right.
That's an insane fucking fight right there to think about.
All right, so MK10. There's so much. We're gonna be here forever, so I'm just gonna kind of roll through. This is where you get introduced to Kotal Khan, who's now in charge of Outworld. You meet all this other stuff. And yeah, Kotal is, of course, my favorite character, actually. He's my main. I will always play Kotal. You get to meet the Master Blaster characters, Farah and Tor, of course. Yes. And then Aaron Black is introduced in this.
Fuck Aaron Black.
Go fuck yourself.
Devara is introduced in this.
I hate Aaron Black.
I'm not afraid of Aaron Black.
I'm not afraid of him, but he can be a fucking cheeky bastard if he just fucking fires that rifle at you.
Scorpion's worse.
Yeah, Scorpion's definitely worse.
Yeah, like I've lost more sleep over Scorpions just freaking beating me when they don't know what
Scorpion
they're doing.
is the most OP character if you know how to use him. He just is.
Yeah. I have a thing where, like, if somebody's better than me and uses fundamentals and beats me, I get a little mad, like, dang it. But I'm like mad at myself. But when I'm like fighting a Scorpion and I know they don't know what they're doing, they don't know the fundamentals, and they're just like doing jump attacks and teleport, jump attacks and teleport, and they win. Oh, there's nothing that can. I'm just like, I want to burn the world.
If I could find his IP address, I could go there right now.
I will murder your family in front of you. All right, you should be yelling that stuff, Mark.
What? Oh, people heard me?
Oh, and I just have a picture of Hanzo here. All right, cool. All right. Are you cool if I just move right to all the stuff that happens in 11?
Yeah.
So it ends with Cassie Cage beats Shinnok using weird powers that she got from Johnny. And that's cool, I guess. So yeah, and also Tanya was DLC in that, and we're getting Tanya back too. So and also the greatest Tremor. So, Tremor was from the unloved, no one played Special Forces video game from the PlayStation. That was a really crappy video game that was a Jax beating up the Special Forces, and a random throwaway character was a brown ninja. And they brought him back and did him extra justice, and that's how you have Tremor. And they better bring Tremor back for MK1.
He says, I need him.
I love me. I'll play Tremor. If I don't have Kotal, I'll play Tremor. Okay, so MK11 starts where they get this big timeline merger, right? So you get characters from MK2, their era. So go back to MK9, but the MK2 segment right before everything goes crazy, splat into future. So you get young Johnny Cage, young, like, everybody, right? So now Shao Kahn comes back, sees that Kotal's in charge, immediately challenges him for his throne. All that crazy stuff happens. And this is all because Kronika, who's the main bad guy, this one is merging the timelines to pretty much create chaos until she becomes powerful enough to change the timeline again. So this is Kronika. Yeah. So only one rating can exist at a time. So Dark Raiden disappears. He's turned dark in MK at the end of MK9 or end of MK10. So Dark Raiden disappears. You got normal Raiden who brings in human Liu Kang, human Kung Lao to fight against the Revenant parts. If you've never played MK11, go do it. It's awesome. It's crazy.
I played it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I don't need to explain MK11 to you too much.
No.
All right. And I love it. I love MK11. But So if we kind of are skipping over it not because I don't love it. Because
I will say this though, without that extra DLC storyline, I don't know if it's the strongest story without it.
I do love Aftermath.
Yeah,
I don't think I played the DLC. So wait, what happens in the DLC?
I'll explain Aftermath. So Aftermath is absolutely better. So it just is. So Aftermath, right after he beats, right after Fire God Liu Kang.
Yes.
Beats
that is
Kronika.
That is probably one of the best fucking character designs ever. Like it is just.
He's gonna be my new main. He's gonna be my new main. There's no doubt.
Fire God Liu Kang is Liu Kang who merges with Raiden and takes both his god status, and he's got electric and fire, but I think they're just going to stick with fire for the new one. So after he kills Kronika, lots of crazy stuff happens by then. Also characters that we didn't introduce were like Geras, who is also confirmed for the new one, which is great. So anyways, Aftermath. Right after he does it, a portal opens up. And who comes out of the portal? But we haven't covered them yet. But where is my letters? Emerging from the portal, Frito, is Raiden's brother Fusion, along with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, N, Nightwolf. So this is where you get that Nightwolf redemption. And, of course, played by the same actor who played him in the 90s, Shang Tsung, played by Kateri Oka. I can never say his name. He's awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, he's great, and he does amazing in it. So, so those three guys show up, and they're like, hey, you need Kronika's crown, which you don't have anymore because it's destroyed. So we need to go back in time, get it, and give it to you so you can actually construct a timeline. So when they go back, no one trusts Shang Tsung, of course. Shang Tsung's like, oh, you know what we need to do? We need to resurrect Sindel, and she'll help us. And they're like, okay. So they just go along with it. And then as soon as Sindel's resurrected, she just walks up, Frenches Shao Kahn. You find out that he never, imprisoned her. Like, she liked Shao Kahn and helped him kill her king the whole time.
Yeah.
That's this weird twist here. So then those two just say screw the script and then just start ripping a path all the way through the main storyline and tearing everything up. So there's a whole chapter where you just get to play as Shao and Sindel just murdering all the main characters.
Yeah.
And just cut your way all the way through. And then right when you think that they get it, like Fusion and Nightwolf get absorbed by freaking Shang Tsung, and he gets all the power, gets the crown, and then they bust their way in, jumping on Liu Kang as they're supposed to be killing Kronika. They tear Liu Kang to shreds, literally, and murder Liu Kang, cut Kotal Khan's head off. I can't remember how they kill Raiden, but they get rid of Raiden, and then Shang's Shang Tsung's got the Kronika's thing and is ready to kill Kronika. And then those two are like, all right, give us the crown. We're in charge. And he just murks Sindel and Shao Kahn. And Shang Tsung's the main bad guy and kills Kronika. So then Liu Kang, Fire God Liu Kang, comes back from the future like, hey, I knew you were going to do that. So then you get to choose whose ending you get. And you can either play as Shao or as Shang Tsung killing Liu, or as Liu killing Shang Tsung. So cool. That's the ending of Aftermath. Aftermath is awesome.
It's bonkers. It's literally bonkers, dude. Like he's not exaggerating how insane it is. Like,
holy shit.
It's literally like they start to go from this, in the script of MK11, and you start to, oh no, they're changing this. Oh, what happens? And then Shao just goes, screw the script. Just starts ripping through everything.
Holy fuck. I didn't expect that.
Aftermath is great, dude. So where do we end? So we end with Liu Kang in charge of the Hourglass.
Right.
And he reconstructs a timeline. So now I'm going to tell you, Frito, what I've learned from the trailers. So it starts off with he created a timeline where supposedly he's kind of got rid of a lot of threats, but of course he didn't. A lot of things are different. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are actually brothers. Bi-Han is Sub-Zero again, but Kuai Liang is Scorpion as far as we know, and not Hanzo Sashi being Scorpion. So that's going to be new.
Oh, really? See, that I didn't. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%, but we're pretty sure. Enough. But I do know that Bi-Han is Sub-Zero again. Smoke is playable, and he's going to be a adopted brother of both of those two. So he's like kind of in with the Lin Kuei.
Okay.
Rain is back. So it looks like they formed Edenia and Outworld, but not like Outworld in charge. So Outworld is Edenia and Edenia is Outworld again, but this time Queen Sindel's in charge. Jared is killed off screen again, which pissed a lot of people off. So no King Jared again. And Melina is heir, but she now has a disease called Tarkat, and it's turning her into like a Baraka. And Baraka's not a different race called a Tarkatan. He's an Edenian with like leprosy, like a feral disease. That's what Tarkat is, where it makes you turns you into a Baraka, like he was a normal guy. And essentially they take like the people who get Tarkat and they like shun them or kill them. So his storyline, as far as I could tell, he's like a fighter of like fighting for his diseased people. Like it's actually a really cool storyline of like,
it's like that's a noble cause now.
Yeah. Baraka has a noble cause where he's like, just because we got a disease, we're not monsters. I'm gonna eat your flesh. We're not monsters. I might actually play as Baraka too. His gameplay looks sick, but sick. But anyway, so Li Mei is brought back, and Li Mei, all the way from they're bringing on a lot of 3D characters, is brought back as kind of used to be. I'm not going to say the word right, so I'm not going to try. Ngati was maybe I think that was called, but she was part of the Ngati or something. But that's the royal family's personal bodyguards who are made up from the firstborn daughters of Edenia, because Edenia is all female power, which is cool. I like the idea of like a kingdom, but it's all firstborn daughters. Like, all right, cool. That's interesting. So she's disgraced because she's responsible for King Jared being assassinated. So she was kicked out of the Ngati. So Tanya is brought back too, and she's now in charge of them. So you got Li Mei, you got Tanya. Rain is around, but now he's just a hardcore zoner. We don't know what his storyline is, but he's all range now. His combat's completely reflipped, and he looks sick. And I hate him. I hate fighters like that. I never talked about Centurion. Well, our other elder god. We never mentioned her. It's weird. Screw her.
It's weird.
She's the other hardcore zoner that you have to get in on, or you're screwed.
Yeah, no, I can't stand playing against her.
Yeah, if you get in, just grab her, just bash her against the wall. Kotal Khan, man. So I'm playing this guy, and I got full meter, and I get him in the wall. I got full meter, and I do the command grab with Kotal Khan, and I smash him. Right? This is a one-time somebody rage quit because of something I said over the mic, and I burned it so I could put him back in the corner. And then I picked him back up and did it again. And then I burned my second meter and I put him back in the corner. And then I grabbed him so third time in a row, and he dies this way. And I'm like, hey, man, you must love REM. And he goes, what? And I went, it's you in the corner. And he quit. I was like, oh, come on. That is the lamest trash talk to ever get somebody to rage quit.
I would have literally just did it.
That's hilarious.
Puny God.
Yeah, well, it was kind of puny God in him, but I just like, it's you in the corner. And he
said, fuck you. I ain't doing this.
That's great.
So anyways, I had to tell that quick story. So we know that Liu Kang, so we got Kung Lao, who seems a lot like old school Kung Lao. Like he's kind of the one character who didn't look like he's changed too much. Raiden is a human with electrical powers, which is cool. So Raiden's like the new Liu Kang. And Liu Kang's the new Raiden. Geras is back, good old Geras, and it looks like he's working. He might be disappointed in how like Liu Kang must be messing it up or whatever, but he does seem like he's working for Liu Kang because he is the sentinel of the hourglass is how he's kind of being like toted. I just can't find a picture of Geras when I need him. Yeah, I love Geras' design too.
Yes,
yeah, he's cool looking.
He's the time one, right?
Yeah, he's time and sand. He's like made of like the sands of time, but yeah. So he's gonna be in this, and he's like working for Liu. I don't know. Do you have any questions?
No, like where we're at here, I pretty much was kept up with the storyline for the most part. Besides that little aftermath bit,
yeah,
which is so much
Dude, you
better
gotta
than
watch
just the
Aftermath
base
for
ending.
sure.
Yeah, just watch the cutscenes. It's so good, man.
It's insane, man.
They just start going to town.
But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and I'm really excited to play. Mortal Kombat 1. That is it out? It's out, right?
No,
not yet.
No,
September, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
so,
around my birthday.
So yeah, again, so the people who watch character sort skipped over. I'm sorry I didn't talk like about the Shokan a lot. I didn't really talk about the Lin Kuei like at all. I didn't really talk about Scorpion at all. There is a lot, and I knew there was gonna be a lot. And I told Frito, like, if I just cover the story, I won't cover I didn't even talk about Sonya or
but that's the thing. If we covered every single fucking thing, we will be here.
Oh,
for
it'd be
3
forever.
hours.
Yeah, it'd be forever.
Well, an hour and 11 minutes. Do you have any major questions before we get out?
I'm good, Don. How about yourself?
I'm just, I can't wait for this damn game, dude. I love the last 3 games, the story, and where everything's going. So I can't wait to see the continuation of what we're doing here, and the reboot, reboot, recontinuation.
And it kind of looks like they're gonna do a version of Everybody's Here, because since they can do cameo characters, so they're characters who you select separately. So you're gonna pick your player, and then it's going to go to a different screen. It'll have completely different characters than you pick your cameo. And your cameo guy can come in, do a couple different moves, help with combos, things like that. But since they can make a bunch of cameo characters because they only have like 2 or 3 moves, I feel like then they're going to cover all the roster that no one cares about, and then bring in a really big roster for normal, and then cover the rest so they can, I think eventually, every single character will be represented by the time I think DLC is done.
I would say the DLCs will be insane for this game. They have to.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. But I do think we're going to start off with a pretty decent roster, but covering it with the cameos, we already know Stryker, Darius, really weird cameos. Frost is a cameo character. Sector, Cyrax are cameo characters. Whoa, cameo characters. The Stryker where he flashes with a flashlight in their face and then bashes them with it. I was like, yeah old school Stryker. Yeah, I was pumped. I do think we're going to get a representation of almost every character by the end of the DLC. When this game is done in 5 years, I think almost every known character will be represented. That's just what I'm thinking.
I'm truly excited to see the timeline that Liu fucking creates.
Right. Yeah. And how he messes it up.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is
he is part Raiden.
This is what I want to know. Are they going to play it off the same way where he's trying to make the perfect timeline and he keeps tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I think it's something like that. And even Geras says to him, you are reveling in your powers of being Earth's guardian, and it's what is he saying? Dude, you're taking it too far.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Liu Kang. What are you gonna do?
It's no one can stop me.
Yeah. Onaga. I hope it's Onaga.
Do you think that Liu Kang is gonna be the big bad at the end of this one?
It's either going to be Liu Kang's a big bad, but they do say he's a threat he's not prepared, so a threat he never fought. But he never fought Onaga, and I really want them to bring back the Dragon King, and I really want Havoc and other Chaos and Order Realm. I want to see MK Deception. Like I do. Like I want MK Deception, MK1 nice. Like new MK Deception. That's what I'm asking for. But
who knows? Maybe you shall get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get Shijinko, everybody's favorite main character.
Oh my God! Stop it!
I love Shijinko. Look at him. There's a Cassie Cage ending where she runs into Shijinko and thinks it's Shang Tsung and beats him up.
Oh my God!
That's one of her arcade endings. That's
great.
awesome.
That's amazing.
Have you seen like all the spin-offs of Mortal Kombat? Like, have you seen pretty much everything?
Oh, the movies? Yeah, they're great.
Well, no, like Legacy. Have you seen Legacy?
Oh no, not like those. I haven't watched those. I watched like all the new animated ones.
If you get a chance, watch them, dude. I'm serious.
Yeah, okay.
I've
seen a lot of it.
It's worth the watch. It's honestly worth it. It's like the way I take it is what they did is they said, what if Mortal Kombat was actually just real people?
Yeah, I know. That's like
that's kind of the premise of it. Yeah. It's crazy. It's good. Go ahead, though.
No, I watch all the animated movies, and as much as Battle for the Realms,
that new Johnny Cage Archer.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, that thing was so fun.
Oh man, that looks really good.
Scorpion's Revenge was good, or whatever it's called.
Scorpion's Revenge was really good. Battle for the Realms wasn't as good. But
have you watched any of them?
Snowblind was fantastic.
Yes.
No,
and I don't want to give away why. I don't want to give away why Snowblind was so good, but the ending of Snowblind is like, wait, what?
Dude,
that's what we're doing.
Great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, they have
some
pretty good spin-offs, dude. Yeah, spin-off movies.
And then the new Johnny Cage movie is voiced by Joe McHale.
It's gonna be amazing, dude.
That's gonna be so
Archer for Johnny Cage. Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
And you know what I'm pumped for? For MK1, like a number one thing I'm pumped for. J.K. Simmons most likely doing the voice of Omni-Man. Like having J.K. Simmons' voice in a Mortal Kombat game.
Dude.
Like what else do you want? Like what do you want?
Dude,
that's gonna be awesome.
Oh my God.
That's great. Oh, they have to make Spider-Man a playable character just so he could be like, he's a menace.
That would be hysterical.
It would be crazy if they ever brought in a Marvel character.
No, they'll never do.
Because it's WB who owns them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that would just be hilarious.
People have been asking for DC.
Dude, if we could ever get another Capcom DC versus Marvel, though, oh my. Street Fighter versus DC.
Marvel versus Capcom, and then there was DC versus DC versus MK. Yeah, I would do Mortal Kombat. I would do an Injustice versus Marvel. Though, even if NetherRealm made it, I would love to see what NetherRealm would do with Marvel characters.
Yeah.
But there was a big guess that that's what they were going to do because apparently they got the video game rights to Marvel. But there was before MK1 got announced, it was could be MK1, could be the next Injustice, which no one was asking for. As much as we like Injustice, we want more MK.
Yeah.
And then it was or it could be that. And I was I don't know, man. I want Mortal Kombat, but I would probably play a Marvel vs. DC made by NetherRealm. Okay, I might have.
I would 100% play that.
Yeah, and
I like
Marvel game.
I like both Injustice games, man. I love those games.
Yeah, me too. But all right,
I am almost unbeatable with Nightwing.
I want to get out of here.
Yes,
go to bed. But thanks, guys, for letting me bring literally all my stuff over to your house and show you all my toys.
No, thank you. This is literally what we needed. Like I said, I pretty much knew 9, 10, and 11, but prior to that, I was very naive. But now having some of this backstory, it all makes a lot more sense. And now that I know this, hopefully they don't repeat the same mistakes that they have in this new one. So
maybe
I think
that's the beauty of Mortal Kombat. You never know; they might not.
I think this sheds a lot of light on the history and what's to come potentially. You know what I mean? Especially with them bringing in all these new characters. So
they're bringing in all those 3D characters. So that's what's really interesting. Is we already know Lee Maid's going to be in it. Most likely, we're pretty sure Reiko is in it too. We're pretty sure, I mean. During the San Diego Comic-Con, they got a trailer we didn't see, and they got to see Reiko and Motaro, which is
nice.
And there's a lot of talk of General Shao, so Shao Kahn being a general, so he's not like the emperor yet. So there might be like this weird like military coup takeover whole storyline, which sounds fun. If you were Liu, why would you ever let Shao Kahn be a thing?
Never.
I would have bored him. I would walk
he wouldn't be in that world. No.
No.
Him, just like Shinnok, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi are all banned.
None of you are allowed. What? We won't do anything. You will.
Exactly.
You eventually will, and this is not.
I believe in nature over nurture. You're not allowed.
But yes,
true.
Taco, why don't you let the people know where they can find you, my man?
I'm normally talking about A Song of Ice and Fire, so if you're a Game of Thrones fan, if you've read all these Song of Ice and Fire books, I have a channel where I'm covering 2 characters a day over there. I don't know when you guys are posting this out, but if it's this week or end of this week, I just covered my Hedge Knight characters. So I just covered Clayton Suggs, who has a flying pig as his sigil, and Shadrick the Mad Mouse, 2 characters from the Game of Thrones books who are super, super interesting. I was really happy about this week. I'm pumped for this week.
Just for you, we will be now.
There we go. There you go.
There you go. You want me to end it out, or do you guys want to say bye?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Don, you can find us at the Multiverse of Geekdom, as always. Jedi Master Chuck, Padawan Frito. Thank you again, Taco, for doing this, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
guys.
Right, bye.
Peace. We're pretty quick here. We're easy.